It's back to school time again, and this year's project is a lanyard and ID badge holder. My wife is a 3rd grade teacher and she requested one of these, and I had no idea that teachers and even some students had to wear these every day, and anything you wear every day deserves to be nice. So using this free pattern, I'll show you how to make a really simple one you can make in probably 5 minutes, and then a second version that's a little bit more fancy, and finally, an ultimate version with a matching ID badge holder. Stick around for that if you want to see it. Download the free pattern, and let's get started. Make sure you check the 1-inch scale guide after printing, and I always recommend backing the pattern with poster board to make a traceable template. The only piece we'll look at for now is this one. The length is not to scale so I could fit it on the page, but the strap ends are really the only important parts. If you're wondering why this one end is crooked, that's a small but important detail I'll explain later. I'm making this piece 33 inches, which will be an inch or two shorter than a standard lanyard, but you can of course add or remove as much length as you want when making your own. To get the most accurate cut, I like to mark and cut the crooked section first, then set my wing dividers to the same width as the template, and mark the rest of the strap that way. Then I can line my straight edge up to that line and cut it with a rotary cutter. I'm using 2 to 3 ounce pre-dyed veg tan leather, which is somewhat thin, but this rotary cutter helps prevent it from warping. I'm using the 2 to 3 ounce because I'm planning on making the fabric-lined version, but if you want to keep it simple and just do leather, I'd go up to a 4 to 5 ounce leather. I punched out all the holes with an 1/8 inch hole punch, which should work for either snaps or rivets. Then I used an English point punch on the strap ends, which helps speed things up, but you can absolutely cut these by hand as well. I just love the consistency of punches. Okay, so let's talk about this wonky end now. My first couple straps were completely straight like you would expect, but when I crossed the 2 ends and looped back the tab to hold the badge, I kept noticing that it wanted to sit at an angle, so I needed to cheat it a little bit. A 5-degree tilt from the second rivet hole to the end of the strap was all it took. Now when I bring those ends together, the area where the badge will sit is perpendicular to the ground, which should make it hang properly. There is one big caveat here though that I had to learn the hard way. If you orient these 2 strap ends wrong, it makes your problem worse, not better. When looking at it from the front, the straps must go left over right, with the longer left strap looping back up to form the loop. If you go right over left, it has the exact opposite effect that we want. The version of me you're watching right now has not yet figured this out, but he will soon enough. If you're doing a leather-only version, your project ends here with either a rivet or a snap fastener. You can rivet the strap ends together permanently if you're using a piece of hardware like this. Or you can join the 2 strap ends together with a button and a socket, which are these 2 pieces of a snap. Then the last hole is where the eyelet and stud will be installed. Now that loop can open and close and hold whatever badge you need. Take away all my yapping about 5-degree angles and how not to do it, and this version takes maybe 5 minutes to make. One easy variation on this design is to line it with fabric. I cut a long strip of fabric 1.5 inches wide on the bias, which is the 45-degree angle of the fabric that has more stretch and flexibility. I fed that strip through the 3/4 inch bias tape maker, which makes perfectly even folds that I can iron into place. I trimmed that strip down to 31.5 inches and marked a line 1 inch from the end of each side. I cut diagonally up to that line to remove some fabric so I could fold in a tapered shape, which will hide the ends of this fabric under the leather a little bit better. Then you can use basting tape or glue to attach the fabric to the leather. The fabric should start just before this hole. I didn't do it here, but I went back and trimmed it. And it should end after this hole. I trimmed the fabric before that first hole as a precaution because I didn't want the assembly to be too thick for my snap. That wouldn't be an issue though if I were using rivets or a snap with a longer post. This fabric is meant to be slightly wider than the leather so it's visible from the front. It also softens the edges, and it should be comfortable to wear. With that in place, I marked the sewing guideline with my wing dividers and went over to the leatherwork machine. I'm sewing with a size 19 twist point needle and Tex 90 thread. Even though I'm mixing materials here, the leatherwork machine sewed it beautifully, and the stitches are looking great on the top and the bottom. The next step is installing the hardware, and this is where I went wrong installing my snaps. Here's me questioning if the slanted lanyard strap, my greatest contribution to the leatherworking world, might actually be a failure before I figured out what I did wrong.
Angle seems weird. My angle hack isn't working like I wanted it to.
Let's get this lanyard fixed, so here's a quick tip on how to remove a snap should you ever need to. You can sometimes pry the socket part off with a flathead screwdriver, but if that doesn't work, you can take a drill and carefully drill out some of the barrel in the middle of it, which should make it pop right off. Then I could push off the other end with the scratch off. With that removed, I put the ends left over right this time and installed the snaps again with the Sailrite Deluxe Snap Fastener tool. Again, this could be your stopping point, but I think this lanyard's a bit too nice for this cheap badge holder. So let's fix that. Trace and cut the pattern pieces. A 2 to 3 ounce veg tan works great for these pieces as well. The 9/32 and 3/8 inch radius punches were big helps when cutting out these pieces. You will also need some clear window material. You can cut up the old badge holder and use that, or get something like this 6-inch strip of window vinyl from Sailrite. I clipped the corners from the plastic so they wouldn't poke out anywhere, and basted the clear vinyl to the back of the front panel. I marked a guideline with the scratch awl and carefully sewed all around the perimeter. Next, attach the front window to the back panel. Only glue the sides and bottom so that you can still slide badges and name tags in from the top. After gluing, I like to trim and sand those layers nice and flush, and round the corners now that both layers are together. I also punched the 5/8 inch oblong hole for the lanyard to pass through at this point for the same reason. One more trip to the sewing machine for those last 3 sides. And then the usual finishing touches with my 00 Berry Keened grooved edger, applying some gum trag, and burnishing on the machine. Then I could slide in an example name tag, feed the tip of the strap through the opening, and snap it closed. That's a wrap for this project. I always like the combination of leather and cotton canvas, but you could have a lot of fun with pattern fabrics too. I think these would make great Teacher Appreciation Week gifts, so grab the free pattern from the description and stock up on any leather and fabric if you need it. And check out last year's back to school video if you missed it. It'll be linked right here. Thanks for watching.